There are many disasters that happen on the daily basis, right? But did you know that some of these disasters are so disturbing, you might literally pee your pants? Make sure to like and subscribe to stay safe. The first disaster we will discuss is called Tornado Demon. So apparently there was a guy that was a storm chaser. He made a photo of a weird-looking tornado and then he disappeared out of nowhere. This video explains it well.
A storm chaser posted footage of something inhuman inside a tornado, and then he disappeared. No online trace, no explanation, just silence. In May 2021, a Reddit user only known as 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗀 Stormtrack uploaded footage of a dash cam near Kansas. He claimed he captured a humanoid figure walking inside the tornado. In the slowed down frames, viewers claim you can see something inside the tornado. They described it as tall, thin, with glowing eyes, walking against the wind. The post went viral overnight, but it was quickly deleted. Glenn's profile gone, email bounced. Before deleting his account, Glenn made one final post in a niche storm chasing forum. It read, "Whatever I saw was unaware of me. I don't think it wanted to be filmed." He claims he'd been followed by black SUVs and that his phone glitched anytime he tried to show the footage.
Oh my god, besties. I wonder why did that happen to him? Maybe someone tried to silence him.
He was scared and he said he'd be off grid for a while, but no one's heard from him since. Some believe the video was real and was scrubbed from the internet. Others say it was a hoax. But one user claimed to have saved a copy and he can see two eyes glowing, figures walking directly toward the camera. They called it the clearest footage of a tornado demon they've ever seen, and it hasn't resurfaced since. Is 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗀 a myth or a warning to stay away from what's inside the storm? Like and follow for more stories like this.
It's really sad what happened to this guy that took this photo, and the tornado itself looks pretty scary, besties. And tell me in the comments, did you ever saw a tornado? But guys, these next disasters we will talk about are even crazier. So I found this TikTok talking about the top 3 hurricanes that happened, and it's pretty disturbing what happened during them. This video explains it all.
Do you know the top 3 worst hurricanes? At number 3 is Hurricane Maria, which hit in 2017. It was a catastrophic storm that devastated Puerto Rico, leaving most of the island without power for months and causing thousands of deaths, mostly due to the prolonged aftermath and lack of resources. Second, we have Hurricane Katrina from 2005. Katrina made landfall in New Orleans and surrounding areas, causing widespread flooding, especially after the levees broke. The city was submerged and the destruction displaced hundreds of thousands of people, marking one of the deadliest hurricanes in US history. And finally, the worst is the Great Galveston Hurricane of 1900. This one was a complete disaster. It struck Galveston, Texas, with such force that it wiped out nearly the entire city. With no advanced warning systems at the time, around 8,000 to 12,000 people lost their lives, making it the deadliest hurricane in US history.
Besties, I'm sad that this happened to these poor people. Like, imagine you live a peaceful life and then your life gets destroyed because of some hurricane. Besties, please like and subscribe right now. The next disaster we will discuss is a plane crash. This plane crash happened in the year 1974. Everything was normal until something in the plane exploded, and the plane crashed somewhere near Paris. This TikTok should explain it pretty well.
Did you know one of the most terrifying plane crashes in history happened just minutes after takeoff from Paris? On March 3, 1974, Turkish Airlines Flight 981, a 𝗀𝚉-10, took off from Orly Airport with 346 passengers and crew on board. Everything seemed normal until a sudden, deafening explosion ripped through the tail of the plane. Seconds later, the second engine shut down and the hydraulic systems failed. The crew struggled to regain control, but it was too late. The aircraft was doomed. Without any power or control, Flight 981 spiraled toward the Earth, plunging into a dense forest near Paris. Investigations later revealed a tragic flaw in the plane's design: cargo doors that could burst open mid-flight. When one of these doors failed, the resulting pressure loss triggered the catastrophic failure. While the crash was deemed an accident, some still believe there was more to the story. Talk of hidden design flaws and warnings ignored. Yet, despite the horror, the lessons from Flight 981 led to sweeping changes in aviation safety. For the passengers and their families, however, no amount of change could ease the pain. The wreckage of Flight 981 still haunts those who remember. The eerie sound of the explosion echoes through history.
I'm so sad that all of these people had to witness that and died. But besties, tell me in the comments, did you ever fly a plane? By the way, guys, make sure to watch this video until the end for a surprise. So this next disaster is called
Face split.
So there was this one guy that was swimming in a lake, and he had a stupid idea to jump off from a cliff, but it ended pretty bad.
Let's talk about
Face split incident.
the face split incident took place in Spain back in 2009. It all started when two brothers were swimming in the ocean and decided to jump off a cliff. The first brother jumped perfectly and landed safely in the water, without injuries. Then it was the second brother's turn. He was ready to jump, but when he did, he landed on a concrete, splitting his face open. He then fell into the water. As he floated, his head was completely covered in blood, staining the water around him red. He was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors tried everything to save him, but he sadly died. There's a video of the incident, but I'd rather not watch it. It's too disturbing. Stay safe.
What a poor guy he is. He just wanted to have some fun, but sadly died. Say 𝗷 in the comments for him. This next disaster is one of the most disturbing ones, besties. So once there was this weird dark liquid used to make desserts, and it was stored in these silos, but one time it exploded. This boy explains it all.
The most disturbing tragedies in human history, part 1. The image behind me shows some wreckage, and this might look like something that was a result of an earthquake or a tornado, but this was something far different. In the early 1900s, around 1920, Boston was a really big manufacturer of molasses. Molasses is a very thick and dark liquid that's used to make desserts such as molasses cookies. The molasses in Boston was stored in very massive silos like the one seen behind me. On one fateful day in 1919, the massive tank of molasses ended up exploding and sending 2.3 million gallons of molasses spreading through neighborhoods. This was referred to as the Great Molasses Flood of Massachusetts. It ended up injuring 150 people and taking the lives of 21 other people. Drowning in a pool of molasses is even worse than drowning in water since the liquid is much thicker and you can't see anything. There's nothing you can do to get out of it. It's extremely sticky as well. It caused millions of dollars worth of damage, but hey, at least it probably smelled pretty good. This is definitely one of the more stranger tragedies from US history. Follow for part 2.
Well, besties, this one was pretty weird, but at least it smelled good. This last disaster we are gonna talk about is very, very sad. So there was this mom, and he took her kids to Niagara Falls, but something very sad happened. This video explains it all.
This story is very tragic and obviously extremely disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. In this slideshow, we only have 2 images, the first being of a very famous waterfall, Niagara Falls, and the second image of a 33-year-old mother by the name of 𝗀𝗄𝗯𝗃 Means, who did something very, very tragic. As many of you guys know, Niagara Falls is a very beautiful and safe place so long as you stay behind the guardrails. But very recently, for reasons unknown, 𝗀𝗀𝗃 went to Niagara Falls with her 2 kids, a 9-year-old and a 5-month-old, stepped over the guardrail intentionally, and all of them ended up jumping. And sadly, according to the most recent news articles that I've read, the remains of the 3 that jumped off of the falls have still yet to be discovered, but hopefully they will be discovered soon. Again, nobody knows exactly why this happens, but I do expect more relevant information to be released as the case is studied further. You also really never know what someone's going through, so my heart goes out to everyone that's involved in this.
I'm very sad because of all of these TikToks we watched today, but you can cheer me up by liking and subscribing, besties. Also make sure to follow me on Roblox. My profile is in the description. Watch my other videos and bye, besties. I love y'all.